Welcome to Vertical Football, and this is the 5 things we learned here. This is Chelsea nil, Everton 3. First question is, as a Chelsea fan, what's going on your mind? What are the questions that you have? I think I have a whole lot of questions running in my mind. Is it going to work? Speaking about the project generally, who are we to point blame at? Who are we to push the blame to? Is it the coach? Is it the players? Is it the management themselves? What's actually going wrong? Is it like they are not playing well on the pitch? Is it like we are psychologically out? Is it like we are not in a good state physically, like there is no strength in the team? Is it like the coach has run out of option? His idea box he has exhausted his idea? Is it like the recruitment that we made? Is it what is beginning to haunt us? Is it you even want to go as far back as, are you looking at the way that we have maneuvered and maybe cheated in the past under the last ownership? Is that what is haunting us? There are a whole lot of questions. Is Liam Rosenior also going to get sacked? There are plenty of questions that we need to answer as a Chelsea person, but the point is, we don't even know the answers to these questions. If you say, oh, it's the coach, then you get into the next match and then you win 4-0 in a very beautiful fashion. And then you're like, then what is it? Is it actually the coach? But guys, it's a very devastating match. It's a terrible one where we speak in terms of performance. You look at the way we approached the game. We were clueless. From the defensive side, we were not defending well. Going into the attack, we were very terrible in the attack. In the middle of the park, we were not there at all because they penetrated that place easily in the most easiest fashion that I have ever seen as a Chelsea person. You don't open your central channels like that. Never do that. I think it was terrible. The defending in every aspect, or every goal that they scored, I think is something that was avoidable. We made a whole lot of mistakes that at every point in time as we are making this mistake, it cost us. We were not there. We lost momentum. We couldn't create anything. We couldn't string passes correctly. When we got into the final third, we didn't know what to do. Trevoh came into the team, and I was speaking to myself when I saw Trevoh play, and I was like, this boy does not deserve to be in Chelsea. He deserves a better environment to help him grow. Not this. He needs to be in a space where things are working fine and he's thriving. I know it's momentary here because at some point in time we would have said something different, but the feeling as it stands is awful. Is terrible. It's not something that you want to feel as a fan. Yeah, it's not something that you want to be experiencing as a fan of a club. It's way below the standard. We know this new tenor does not have a standard, but the standard that we have in our blueprint as a Chelsea fan, this is way below it. Way. Now let's talk about the match. I think we saw some couple of things that contributed to the loss in this match. As much as I feel like it is a general thing, the momentum has been dropping since I think it should be the Arsenal's match, the Wrexham's match. The momentum has been dropping. We have been performing in a terrible manner coming into the Champions League, the Newcastle match, second leg. And this one again, I think we have been very shitty in the way we approach the game. But let's talk about some couple of things that we saw in the match. I feel like, this contributed to the whole thing in general. I think first thing is the boys were not running for themselves. Yeah, it was very obvious that sometimes you look at Cole Palmer running into a press, and you know that when he runs into a press, there is supposed to be a second action from the other guys where they follow the movement so that this person that he is going to go and press will not have an option to do anything down, to kick the ball out, and then we get it back. But when he runs into that press, And then he chases the guy, and the guy just make a pass, and it's like nobody is making a second action. Nobody is reacting to what the other guy is doing. And these are things that we were doing before that was helping us, because this guy knows what this guy wants, and this guy knows what this guy is going to do. That were things that we were doing, that we were thriving under. Kopama is making a run. Joao Pedro knows that I'm supposed to be supporting that run, so that Enzo Fernandez and maybe Santos, I said, who can come and push up front, and then we choke them, we get the ball back or force a turnover and move directly into the goal post or go and do something with it. But in this one, they were not running for themselves. Even Joao Pedro, he runs to one side. You can sense the demeanor. Like, it's very obvious. If you pay attention to body language, you see what the other guy, you see what a person is doing, and you can tell this guy is not actually pushing for this other guy. Like, it was very obvious in this match. Somebody triggered the press. Enzo Fernandez did it a whole lot of time. He triggered the press, and there is no collective effort to join that press and make it work. Another thing is we need proper wingers. Yeah, in the way we are playing this particular system, I think we are stereotyped in the sense that when we started trying it out, is something that it was working because people do not know anything about it. But now people have figured it out, in the sense that on the left-hand side, in the first half, when Pedro Neto had the ball, whenever Pedro Neto is far out wide, Kopama tucks in, and then Gusto goes on the right-hand side. From Pedro Neto's side, when he gets the ball, they double down on him. Somebody like Cucurella runs into that space and like running behind, so that he can drag one out of the two people, the person that have doubled out on him, and now he's in a 1v1. But because they know the psychology of Pedro Neto, that guy who is 1v1 with him will not even bother to like chase or something. He will just stay there, because he knows majority of what this guy is looking for is to come and make an across. So all he's doing is to block this guy from making an across. And when you go on the left-hand side, because it is Malo Gusto, and you know that Kopama and Malo Gusto, what you get is passes to Malo Gusto. You are never going to get runs in behind. Kopama will not give you runs in behind. He will stay there to collect the ball. So these guys know already. They don't need to double down on Malo Gusto. They just put one here, use one to block. What's his name? Kopama. And because this guy, you know, he will not try to like beat and go to the end of that part to go and make an across or try to take on and do all of those things. He gets the ball. That guy just covers that space. This other guy make sure he's covering Kopama's space, and Malo Gusto will just return the ball. How do you want to create when the opponent knows what you would basically do? They know the mindset of these guys that we have on the wing. And then it comes into the second half, and then you have Garnacho there. You look at it, it's just the same thing again. When Garnacho gets the ball, they double down on him. Cucurella come, run in behind. He remains 1v1 with this guy. That guy just blocks that space and give him the only option to come back and make a cross. They know what we want to do. They know. So for me, I think to cut out this thing, get proper wingers. Wingers who have varieties of options in their creative box, in their skill sets. They can take you on 1v1, they can do 1v2, and that's what we saw with Trevoh. He came into the match, took on the players 1v2, he's still going, he's dragging the ball outside, he's dragging players to himself, he's combining and running into space, taking the first one, going into the second one, trying to even beat the third one to make a cut back. We need proper wingers if we want to play in this kind of system. And another thing again is, this is how bad, because I had to like write it down so it was not going to skip me. I wrote it here and I said, what made us so good in Rosenior's first 5 to 7 match? Stopping them is what is making us so bad. And I will explain what I mean. There are some things that we were doing when this guy just came into the club. We have stopped those things, and that thing is making us very, very bad. In the sense that, and I'm going to list them out. Firstly, our passes are not intricate anymore. We don't have intricate passes in this club anymore, in the team anymore. There is no quick and precise passes. So when we get the ball now, we are very slow, most especially when the ball gets to Caicedo, as soon as we are getting maybe a turnover or we are recovering the ball, when we get it and give it to Caicedo, there is this demeanor of relaxing and killing the whole game down, and then we'll now start rebuilding again. Like, it is extremely slow. Very slow. So the passes are not moving consistently, and that alone kills the momentum of the game. When you cannot collect here, move here, like quickly, it kills the momentum of the game. And secondly, our press structure, that's one of the things that we used to do before that we are not doing again. Now, our press is very, very terrible. And if you want to confirm in this particular match how terrible our press is, go and look at Jordan Pickford. Pickford basically was playing from the back. There were moments I think he had more long balls than playing from the back, but the amount of playing from the back that Pickford got in this particular match, I think it's a number that I have not, maybe because I don't watch them too much like that, it's something that I don't see from the guy. That tells you that he is so free, because you know that this press is very, very ineffective. Very, very ineffective. We didn't have a structure when we were pressing. And like I said earlier, nobody is running for the other guy. So it was more of a unit press. I am going to press this guy, but we are not going to press this guy. The press structure is so terrible that we were just running after the ball. So they kick the ball to this side, we run after it. They kick it here, we run after it. That's not the way to press. You press by having a particular pattern. When the goalkeeper gets the ball and he passes the ball to the right-hand side, that is a trigger. That is how to press. Then everybody moves. Everybody reacts to that. And then they panic. You either steal the ball there and convert it, or you force them into a turnover. They go long, you regain the ball, and then you use it to press them and attack them. So our press structure, off. Another thing is blocking the central channel. Those are one of the things that we did when this guy came into the club. He got the way he wants to play because he had two pivots. So we choke the middle of the pitch whenever we have the ball, and then find ways into the winger, and they go on to use them. Off the ball, we now choke. Make sure we are compact enough. Make sure we don't widen the pitch too much. We choke it. So the central channel is very overloaded that you don't have a choice than to go outside. And because now we have people who are good 1v1 outside in Malogusto, in Cucurella, Malogusto, we can stop attacks from there. But you look at Chelsea, look at the first goal that they scored. It's exactly the same way that they scored that goal against Newcastle. There was no pressing. There was no blocking the channel. And majorly that goal, the Newcastle one and this one, was because there was no front foot press. There was no front foot press. Nobody was stopping that guy from beginning that run, not to talk of making the pass. It was too slack. Everything was just open there. And also varieties of option in attack. I think we were terrible in that. We didn't create things. When we got into the final third, there was nobody running in behind and somebody finding crosses. There was no shots from outside. There was no finding bouncing passes to allow somebody jump and then you can take shots. Like, it's still anybody can defend against an attack like this. Anybody will defend against this Chelsea's attack. Any team. If you bring in a group of local boys and assemble them together, if we play like this, they will defend against us. At most, if we will score just one goal. It's a terrible way to attack. And also off the ball run. And I think specifically for somebody like João Pedro, I think that's what is killing his game. I've tried to watch him majority of these matches that he's not doing so well. He's off the ball run. He's terrible. And it's even everybody. We are not running like we used to run. And I try to understand, but it's something that we used to see before that we are not seeing again. That's what I'm talking about. And where I say I try to understand is that these guys have played a whole lot of match. They are mentally drained. If you look at Caicedo, you know that this one is gone. If you look at João Pedro, you know that this one is gone. You look at somebody, the only spark or somebody I feel like is still doing stuffs physically is Enzo Fernandez. You look at him and you're like, This guy's an engine. He still has it there. Malo Gusto, gone. Cucurella, gone. Fofana, gone. These guys they are mentally drained. They are gone. They are gone. So somebody needs to speak to the recruitment. If you want to continue like this, you need people who will be substituting for their self. You need people who will be changing for the other guys, and the quality will not be dropping. Not those ones that we have on the bench that you know that when they put all this one in the pitch, the quality will fall drastically. You need people that when they come into the pitch, in replacement of the one that is not doing well, they keep the standard. But the question is, what is the standard? So guys, I'm just going to stop here. This is where I end it here. We are still going to have a lot of shows and try to like talk about issues going on in Chelsea. Thank you very much for sticking with us. This is Vertical Football. This is the 5 things we learned. Please share, like, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. Till we see you some other time. Namaste.